Hey there, my name is Jeshahai Songa Ashir. I am your host. This is the second episode of my Lovely Africa podcast, and I hope you loved the first episode. In the first episode, we talked about African dream and we heard about Francois' claims. And guess what we have in this episode? In this episode, I saw that there are many negative contents over the internet about African content and about African countries. And sometimes we don't get an opportunity to know what's right and what's wrong. But listening from the person inside makes sense, right? I have invited my friend Kabera to talk about his country, which is also my country, Rwanda. He's going to be telling us more about Rwanda, how Rwanda evolved in such a short time, and how Rwanda is next to a paradise. Listen to the end, leave a review, share to your friends. I assure you, Rwanda's story is interesting and you're gonna love it and you want to visit Rwanda. Let's get started. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Me too, I'm good, and I'm very happy to be with you in this podcast.
Okay, thank you. And I'm glad that you accepted my invitation to join my lovely Africa. And I hope this is going to be very good to record this podcast with you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm really, very happy.
Before we start, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Innocent Kabera, and I'm very happy to be with you and privileged to be in this kind of recording of the podcast. Yeah, in my lifestyle, I love playing basketball. I love hiking. Even in the morning, I went for hiking. And now I'm a student and a teacher at the same time, because what I've realized is that to be a good teacher, you have to be a good student. So what I do is teach different things about the culture of Africa to different young people. So I work in AINA think tank. So AINA think tank is a think tank that works on both research, education, and advocacy. It's a good place where we teach young generations more about the African heritage, about the personality ethics, the character ethics. And apart from that, I go to study in university. I do biomedical equipment technology. So that's why I said that I'm a both student, because I love learning a lot. Then I even...
Yeah, that is really nice. When you gave me your email, I went to search what is AINA, and then I found what you said, and thank you for that. I really like it.
Yeah, these times, like, you find people, they have these emails that are attached to their company, not the Gmail. Even some schools, they do it.
Yeah. I have seen some of them do it. And
yes.
We are going to record this episode. We'll be talking about Rwanda, history of Rwanda, beauty of Rwanda, and what people should know about Rwanda. And I was thinking that it's something interesting because you are Rwandan and I'm Rwandan, but we're going to be talking about Rwanda, and I'll be asking you, of course. Yeah. So it's really something interesting. So before we start, let's consider that I am a stranger, and you are going to introduce me to Rwanda. How can you do that? How can you introduce Rwanda to a stranger who doesn't know Rwanda?
Okay, hello, stranger. So, the thing about Rwanda I really like is the people of Rwanda. Like, the hospitality here in Rwanda is really amazing. And something like, many people, when they come here, they find that it's a clean country. That's the number one thing that they're going to see, because through this umuganda, the community work that happens every maybe first Saturday of the month or the end of the month, where the community gets together to work together to clean the country, to clean the street. That is something that Rwanda is teaching other countries that other countries they are not really doing. So another thing is the security. The security is really good. As I said, There's other countries that we have established this AINA think tank. So when we went there, everything was robbed. Like it was a startup company, and it was really, really hurting the way everything that we had was really stolen. But when you come here in Rwanda, you find security everywhere. You can walk day and night and nothing happens to you. As I said, even today in the morning, like go for hiking. So I went in those extreme mountains, and I find the security guards there, the military, and I greeted them, and then I tell them like, wow, the job you're really doing is amazing. I can't imagine that I am sleeping and someone else uh, is is uh, is awake just to make sure that I'm protected. And another good is the leadership of this country, which I really admire and love. And I'm very proud to have been born here in Rwanda, that's under this good government that puts everything in order, that take care of its people. Yeah. So then, for you, as we assume a stranger, if you want to come and establish a company here in Rwanda, you see the Forbes magazines and other magazines, they have said that Rwanda is the number one country to set a business very quickly, because under 2 hours, only 2 hours, you can establish a business here in Rwanda. It's good at attracting the investors. We have seen this thing of agenda of Visit Rwanda that is really doing an amazing job. So you can be outside there in another country. You can be in Japan, you can be in Germany, you can be in America, and then you approach RDB, and then you're able to do everything online, and then you come when your business has been established. And the tourism industry, that's another big thing. Tourism industry here in Rwanda is really doing good. If we see different places like the gorillas, like the Akagera, like beautiful hotels that can give you every service that you want. If it's cultural food, if it's African food, spice that you want to eat and taste, you can come there. If you want even an international food or international cuisine, you find it here. And the beautiful people, as I said, who are hospital, they are able to guide you. There are many things. Yes. Yeah, it's different. Every sector. Any sector like you feel like you want to ask me about, I will tell you more about it.
Oh yeah. You have said many things. Even the one I want to ask you after you have said the introduction, but I'm wondering that country sounds like it's a paradise. So was it always like that? Was it always a paradise?
Rwanda has really a big history. There's a time that even Rwanda was, you could ask people what is Rwanda, they couldn't tell you. Others, they could only remember what happened in 1994. Yes, the things happened to, we had the genocide against Tutsi, and this really like shook the country to the ground. But as I said, the good leadership here in Rwanda brought everything to normal. Rwanda was not a paradise. Like, it's quick. Like, the way it has transformed compared to other countries, how many years it has took them to take them from where they were to where we are. For them, it took lots of years. But as after these 25 years to 26 years, the development is really amazing. That some people, they say it's the Singapore of Africa, or the Switzerland of Africa. So because the way we really did the change, the transformation under the good leadership, because that time it was darkness here in Rwanda, and the people came, the RPF, they came, the young people came at the age maybe like 16, 18, 20 something. They come, they liberated Rwanda, and that's another thing that even a foreigner can come to learn from Rwanda. Like, how can you develop your country under a short period of time? Many people, many military have come here to learn about it. Many organizations, they have come here to learn it. So it was not a paradise. And not many people, I know many people who went outside Rwanda, like in exile, and they were ashamed to be called Rwandans. But now when they see where Rwanda is, they are proud of it. They want to come back. Those diaspora, they come here. It's very easy for them to come and then establish themselves. So they come, they say, oh, now I'm very proud of Rwanda. I'm proud of being here. Even the president really has created like a platform for them where they come, they do this ingando. I don't know how I'm going to call it in English. So they do this training that teaches them the values to be Rwanda. They call it in Rwanda. So when you have been outside and you don't know more about Rwanda, you come here, they teach you the values of Rwanda. They teach you those taboos that they think you're not supposed to do. Yeah, like you don't double cross the country. You have to have this discipline. They help you. Yeah, it's kind of a military thing. So it really helps in building the value in those people who have lost the Rwandahood in them. Even a foreigner, I think they can come and they join it and they learn more about the history of Rwanda. So it was not a paradise, but now I can say that it's a paradise that we have. Of course, we have a long way to go. We have not arrived, but we still have a long way to go. But from where we were to where we are now, I'm really proud. Like, live and die in Rwanda. Yeah, I'm proud to be Rwandan.
So thank you very much. That is really beautiful. And you have told us many things about Rwanda, and I guess everyone should want to live in Rwanda because it's really beautiful and nice according to how you are saying it.
Yeah.
But do you happen to know when Rwanda was created, like when Rwanda started to live, like the first time that Rwanda existed?
Yes. Rwanda has its origin, the way it came and then established here in the heart of Africa. Even where Rwanda is located is a good place. Anyway, that's why we call it the heart of Africa. So for him, when he came here, then around, is it in 300? Yes. So that's when the birth of Rwanda was born. So he established it, then there were the birth of kings and the people, and then the Rwanda itself has its meaning. So Rwanda means expansion. It means in Kinyarwanda, it comes from the word called Kwanda. So Kwanda means expand, to expand. So every king in Rwanda had this, like, the main goal is to expand the Rwanda. So Rwanda was very big than it looks right now. It's only during the colonialism that when we were colonized and the people were changing the location, they put flags, they put creating the borders. That's when Rwanda became what it is today. But Rwanda was very big. They can show you the bigger land that we had. So even Rwanda and the Burundi, yes, when you see the names of Rwanda, they could say Rwanda, Burundi. The main origin of Rwanda, I wanted to say the meaning of the name Rwanda. Rwanda means expand, expansion. So we had good leadership, good kings. That's what even makes us very special and very unique in the whole Africa. In other African countries, when the time of slavery, when there was colonialists, they could come to buy slaves. So for them, they had many kings, and those kings, sometimes they hated each other, they had conflicts. So for them to get the weapons, to get different things, they could give out the slaves to get things back. But when they came here in Rwanda, something really unique that happened is that we had this strong military, strong defense that we fought, and we were led by only one leader. Maybe another king could come and then move out one king, and then we are ruled by one king. So when they brought this idea of slavery, that's why you don't find ourselves in those history of slavery. It's because we had this one king, we have this one language, and which is another good thing that keeps us to be united. It was really difficult to convince a king to sell his people to those countries. So if you go in West Africa, they could give them the mirrors, they could give them the weapons, and the king was kind of selfish, and they could they could say, you give me weapons, and then I win this battle, and then I give you my men. But here in Rwanda, we only had the one king who did not have many enemies. Only the enemies were foreigners. So that's another thing that I wanted to point out in Rwanda, because of those famous kings like Rudahigwa, like Ruganzu. I actually in the morning went in the hiking. I went to those Mahiga rocks, holy rocks. So this is the place in Kamonyi district. So you go there. It's this organization called Afflatus Africa that brought us, and then we went there. We could see where the king used to sit. We saw where they used to pray, the traditional game called Igisoro. It's really amazing. They had this amazing power. You can see where he stepped. You can see where the dogs, like even the foot of the dogs, they are drawn on the rock, which is really amazing. Like we have these powers. I don't know if there's people still have it. Like you step on the rock and then the feet is still there. Like many decades, many years passes by, but when someone comes, they still find your feet there. Even where you sat, your buttocks could be like there. So that's something that I saw and I say like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. Yeah. And I really like the culture we had, the discipline we had, because of the punishment, of course. There were big punishments to people who ruined the values of Rwandans. There will be different taboos. Like we have seen those, like a girl was not allowed, like she had to be virgin until they are married. So if you did not follow that, you had to be punished, because it could bring different curses to Rwanda or in the society of Rwanda. And that's why you find like many girls in the previous years, they are very decent. Those are the things that I do remember, and I've learned. We have different people who come and they teach us about that.
Wow, that is really nice, and I guess that's why Rwanda is almost a paradise, because you had the great kings and great leaders who made it possible to happen. But I think not all people have the same ideas about Rwanda. They don't think about Rwanda like you do. Some people might have some bad ideas about Rwanda. They might hate Rwanda because of some things or their reasons. I don't know. Do you know some misconceptions or some things that people don't like about Rwanda, or some things that people say which are wrong about Rwanda?
Thank you for the question. From experience, when I was in Kenya, I went in Kenya and I was studying there, and it's recent. It was in 2013. So I went there to study, and then someone asked me a question. Hello, how are you? What's your name? Innocent. Where are you from? I'm from Rwanda. And then, because in Kenya they have different tribes, so when they wanted to know my tribe, then they asked me, so were you on the side of the killing, or were you on the side of the killed people? And I was like, what? So at that age, because of the good leadership here, I told them like, I don't know such thing in Rwanda. Me, I'm a Rwandan. I'm a Rwandan, I don't know what you're talking about. So if I like people, some people outside, they do intentional thing like to talk things about Rwanda, like they say Rwanda is not an honest country, Rwanda is not safe, especially some people who did genocide, who are in exile. Some of them, they don't want to hear things, good things talked about Rwanda. So some from abroad, when they go on Google, they go on to search this such of a sensitive topic. So they find different misconceptions. Some they talk like Rwanda is not really that safe as they say, but there are other people, good people like you who is doing this kind of podcast. I really appreciate that you do this such things that someone will come and then listen to this, and then if someone who is speaking is from Rwanda, like within Rwanda, imagine someone is telling them the stories, yet they are not here in Rwanda, but someone who is speaking story from within, that story is going to be convincing, and the people, they're going to get the main picture of what really Rwanda is. Yeah, so those misconceptions, I want to tell them that those kind of stereotypes, they're not true. There are many people, of course, who don't love the development of countries. It's every country in this world. Every country, they have enemies. So even Rwanda can have enemies. They don't like the development that they're seeing. Maybe some they are guilty, but whatever they say, when they say like there's no security, remember it's the first thing I've talked about. Rwanda is secure. If they say about Rwandan people, like they're not trustworthy and what, those kinds of things. Like, no, we have beautiful people who are good. Yeah, people who are decent, they smile, like people who can greet you in the morning. Like you can be walking in the morning and someone tells you Maram and say good morning. So that's the thing, like you can find in other countries. So in other countries, everyone is busy. Everyone goes on their work, others they go to the school, others, like everyone is busy, no one cares about another person. But if you come here in Rwanda, like the way people care for each other is extraordinary. That's what I've learned from Rwandans. So even these Rwandans who think, we also have, of course, this, I have to mention it, we have people who don't see the beauty of what they are seeing here. So they decide like to go out abroad. So when they go abroad, what happens? They go, they think they're going in paradise, but when they go there, instead of being good, they are spoiled. Yes, we have seen it. We have seen young men and people who have went abroad to study, and instead they are spoiled. Instead of even studying in Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame is the one who said like, why do people pay money to go to be spoiled outside Rwanda? Instead of leaving that money, at least they can be spoiled here where it is free of charge, instead of paying money to go outside the country to be spoiled. Like, why do you pay money to be spoiled? So that's why I say like, okay, of course I can go outside to do the mission. I do go outside, I go and teach, I do those kind of mentorship education, but still I come here in Rwanda to develop my country, to work together, to work on the country. So those kinds of misconceptions, we have like these people, few people outside there, I don't know what they drink or what they think, but at least they should be given, like they should come and see what is really happening here in Rwanda. And I know that they will fall in love, and I don't know the intention behind it, but Rwanda is good. Many misconceptions that we have seen online, they are not true. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much, because I think many people, even people who are in diaspora, are the ones who have many misconceptions, because they they hear many things from people who they are together there, and who I have seen some people on YouTube, they make some live every day. I used to follow them, and what they are saying is totally different from what is happening here. And that is really nice, because you talked something about the culture, how people feel more visible, how people greet each other, and that's really something nice. And I have seen some people coming from Europe and come to live in Africa because of that. Because from there, they feel like they are not visible. They feel like they don't have value. But when they come here, they feel visible, and they feel like they are in society. That's really something nice. So
even the media, that's thing that like I called podcast an independent media that doesn't have bias. Okay, some they sell false information, of course, but if you see the media, like what people from abroad watch about Africa in general, it's those pictures of people who are sleeping on the street, people who are very hungry, wars, like a lack of security, lack of hygiene. That's the only thing that is being fed. And that kind of education, if the diaspora or even any other person that they rely on those kind of the media that are not Afrocentric, then for them they have their purpose, like to sell those kind of false information. Of course, Africa is in the developing countries that they are not yet really developed, but most of the thing that the Western media or other media they do, they exaggerate. They show only one part of the story. Just watch their news. We see how America is beautiful and everything, and then we will think that it's the heaven. But even them, they have street children, they have street people who sleep there, who live on food stamps, the food provided by the government. So if we are watching media, we have to really have this heart of questioning. We ask, like, is it true? Like, what is the source of information? What is the intention of the media? Yes. How can we access those independent media, if it's the podcast, if it's even the country itself, their public television, like if we say RBA. So those kinds, like you find even some diaspora, they fear to come back to their countries because of those bias they watch into the news, into the media. Yeah. So I really appreciate that we have people like you, people like others who are very Pan-Africanist, who are very passionate of looking for stories from different people, from different kind of people with different backgrounds. Yeah. So that's another point I wanted to make. If you're watching the news, if you're watching the media, don't be like on one side of the coin. Be on the middle. Most people, they think that the coin has only two sides. It's this middle side. So that middle side of the coin, you can still watch on the right, even on the left. Then you balance, you ask yourself some questions, and then you know what really you have to believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you very much. And I want to ask you some question about the culture. I tapped into it a little. I want to ask, I heard that Africa has the great culture, because some people say that Africans are the best people, are the good people, they're kindest people on the world. How can someone come and colonize you for all those years? They steal you, they kill your people, and you still love them, you still work with them. How did African culture or Rwandan culture help you become who you are today? How did it shape you to be who you are today?
The culture?
Yeah, Rwandan culture. How did it help you become who you are today?
So, what it helped me is normally this thing of patriotism and this thing of being responsible. We have the culture of warriors. So those traditional warriors, we call them Inore. So if you find these values that they have, like a warrior, when they are in a place where they can't find the way, they find their own way. It has a proverb in Kinyarwanda. So that kind of thing, only if I emphasize on that one, it has helped me in finding where I see problems, I see solutions. Because I've seen that problems in life means that there are solutions that they need to be solved, and those solutions brings the better of the world. So if there are no problems, then there are no innovation, there are no anything. So the culture, what it has helped me as a Rwandan is like I find solutions in every place that I'm in. And another thing, the love we have, the connection we have between Rwandans, is because everywhere you go, you are a Rwandan. Wherever you go you go in different cultures, you find like we speak only one language. So if you go in Western Rwanda, we speak in that language. So if you go there, you learn really good about their culture. If you go in East, you learn good things about their culture. If you go in South, if you go even in Kigali, those kinds of things shows me how even the whole world, we are interconnected. We have some basic things that connects us. So it has taught me about this connection. And another thing it has taught me is volunteerism. Those Umuganda I have said, we go there, we are not paid. Yes, we are not paid. So having been taught the act of volunteerism when I was still young, when I finished high school, even right now, I go in different organizations. I do some community work. I do volunteerism. I'm not paid, but that's where I learn. My skills are shaped. That's where I find mentors to teach me. That's where I find even people can come and then they say, oh, you have this talent. Okay, we can even give you a job. You can do this. So without having that mindset of volunteerism in me, I think I could not be where I am. I could be just sitting there waiting for others to do things for me. Like I could be an entitled person. I could be this person who could wait someone else to come and feed me or give me the food in my mouth. So that culture of working with others, working with the community, working in youth volunteerism, we have it here in Rwanda, which is really good. We have seen in this pandemic, in this COVID thing, it's the youth who have worked together. Like I even tweeted it. I wrote it on the Twitter. I said like we have to respect these people. Really, they're doing an amazing job. They're not paid. They spend their time on the sun, on the rain, reminding you to wash your hands, reminding you to wear the face mask. Like so that kind of culture. If the culture in us, if those kings before who brought that kind of community work together, we couldn't be where we are today. Even in general in Africa, we learn from other Africans. If you go in Uganda, if you go in Kenya, if you go in West Africa, if you go in Tanzania, if you see those big leaders like Julius Nyerere, if you see those Mandela, if you see Kwame Nkrumah, if you see Thomas Sankara, those kind of knowledge that they have taught us, those kind of like we have to work, we have to like this great development. So they have taught us like to work even if we don't have things, but still we can do better. That's the thing I've learned about the culture. That's what it has built in me as a Rwandan, a proud Rwandan.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's nice. You talked about some readers, and indeed it brought me to the next question I was going to ask you. You talked about Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, and those are the readers who fought for independence of Africa when Africa was being colonized. So and when I visited the website of AINA think tank, I saw something called United States of Africa. But for now we have African Union. For now we have African Union. And here on AINA think tank, I will just read the last sentence. It says it begins with me and you. So
Yeah.
let's say that they want to make the United States of Africa, and all countries are going to be one country. And Uganda has its own culture, and Tanzania has their own culture, Senegal has their own culture, and South Africa has their own culture. How would you think about that? How do you think about that if they say it's going to be one country with different cultures? Do you think it can be possible, or it's not possible?
The young people I'm seeing today right now, they are very passionate, others are distracted. And the Africa Union, we have this vision of 2063 vision of Africa where it will be united. And there is a meeting, I had like someone asked the question like, those people are creating that kind of vision. Will they be alive in that year? Like in 2063, those people are sitting there in African Union. Like, will they be alive? So the thing is, if the young people are educated, if they attend different education that reminds them about Africa, then that vision is going to be there. But if they keep being distracted the way they are distracted by the world, by the media, by different things, and that leads them to really forget about the African agenda, like the African hood, then it's not going to be achieved. But if those people, those big leaders we have seen, the Kwame Nkrumah, they have set the foundation, which I really appreciate, and that foundation, it's very strong. We are really working on it. We have some good leaders who really work on that, but I would urge them to educate the young minds, to teach them that thing you have read, like me and you, it's me and you, it's up to me and you. We don't need to point a finger to one person to do that. If everyone had that kind of a vision in their mind, then that agenda will be fulfilled. And it's not a problem of like one country having its culture, another country having its culture. Go in America, the United States of America, they have even different cultures. If you go in Texas and you go in Toronto and you go in Florida, the way they speak is different. Even their accent in English is very different. The culture there, they have different norms that they live. So you meet someone and then they find like they're from this, you know which state they're coming from. So even in Africa, it's possible to have this United States of Africa. That's a lady who was studying in I think that you saw the picture there. She's the one who said it most, like she wants to see the United States of Africa. So this time, if we unite, we are going to be the oxygen of the world. Even the world knows it. If Africa was not there, many civilizations we have seen in the world could not exist. But the problem is that the way some of us we are brainwashed, some of us we are not educated. We are into this Eurocentric education, not Afrocentric education. Some people are doing an amazing job to use this Afrocentric education, where if it's in the school, you teach them. Of course, you can teach them those mathematics, science, engineering, and what, but you have to put it in an African style. If you want to say someone who invented something, you find many blacks, people who have worked with Thomas Edison, who have even created the bulb. Many people have created invention who are black African, but they're not written in books, they're not being taught in schools. So you find like someone finished a degree, is an engineer, but still thinks that someone from outside of Africa that has done that me, I can't do it. if I'm in Africa, I have to do what they tell me. I don't have this mind to innovate. Yeah, because if you go outside, you go into documentary, many people, many Black people have done an amazing. Like even you see this cataract, this they remove from the eye. Is a Black woman who have invented that. She has a patent that she's the one who have created that surgery of removing the cataract from the eye. But if you ask many students here in Africa, even those who have studied medicine, who are doctors, it's few who is going to tell you the name of that woman or the Black woman. So it's because of the education. So everything starts from education, to educate the mind and to educate the heart. So if we educate the heart and the mind, we are going to have a peaceful country. Like you have seen in South Africa, where they have xenophobia. We have seen in other countries where they chase the people as if they are not their brothers and sisters. Even the colonialism to happen in Africa, they came and they knew our weakness, even within us. Of course, we cry about racism outside, like the way they treat us as Black people. But even when they came here in Africa, we had within ourselves a kind of racism, or like we had different conflicts within ourselves. So when they came to colonize us, we went to fight them when we have not cleared, or we have not created the unity among themselves. We have not solved that root cause of the problem in our society. And then we were distracted, and then we looked outside. Instead of just fast fixing ourselves, we wanted to fix what's from outside, which is still a problem now. But if people, they are taught the Africanhood, they believe and they trust themselves. If they are living here, they want to, if they are really proud, they want to live here in Africa. They want to create, if it's fashion, they have to create the fashion here in Africa. If they want to, if it's agro business, they think like they want to invest in Africa. Those Dangotes, those many rich guys in Africa, they say like want to invest in Africa. Going in Nigeria, they produce amazing cars. There's a company there that does even cars better than even Rambas. Yes, but still their presidents, those ministers, they still buy the cars from outside Africa. So you see, we still have this kind of weakness that we're not proud of. But if we teach the young children, the young people, to learn and to understand the beautiful thing about Africa, no matter what, that agenda in 2063 can be achieved. So for those people who are now, they can start on educating the people. After that, they give them like easy access information to what really Africa is, and moving from one country to another, they can start by first offering an African passport.
Yeah.
Let's leave about ID or what, or Africa being one state or one country.
Yeah.
We have seen that moving from one country to another within Africa is very expensive compared to the movement within from Africa to Dubai, from Africa to UK, to London. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
like
that's
if you want to move from here to Nigeria, it's very expensive. But if you want to move from here to Brussels, it's very easy. So that thing, the movement, the trade within Africa, if it's made easy, if that selfish is being lowered, yeah. So now I'm on this point of creating pointing out the weakness, but it doesn't stop us from back to the topic that still Africa is great. Africa is, as I said, is the oxygen of the whole world. We're the one, like the main production. Even they know it. I know they know it. Whoever is going to listen to this, they have to believe it, whether they like it or don't. Africa is the best of the best.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true, because even
Yes.
there is a man that I like to follow who is called Plo Lumumba, and he used to say that the Africa is the land of wisdom, because even Jesus came to Africa to get wisdom. Socrates came to Africa to get wisdom. Even those kings from the outside, they came to Africa to get wisdom. That's why all people that we know who are great, they came to Africa because they wanted wisdom from Africa, because we all come from Africa. I saw that on your website on I think and Tank, but it's something that I have heard before. We all come from Africa.
Okay.
Africa is where everyone has the origin. So
yes,
thank you for these great insights, and I hope everyone who listens to this will be, it will open their mind and open their thinking and see clearly what they should do, and that our doctors should stop being like informants, because they wait for the the other countries to create vaccine, to create cures, to bring them and give us. So they should stop being informants and start being actors and start acting. I wanted to give you a chance to ask me any question.
You pretended to be a stranger, but now you're Rwandan.
Yeah, no problem. I'm a Rwandan.
What is one message you can give to the youth around the world, even Africans? Like one simple message, one simple thing that has helped you, that is still helping you, that can help people to be who they are or to achieve more in life.
Yeah, I will start with something I have seen recently. I saw, you see this war that is going on between Russia and Ukraine, and it's really something which is killing people, innocent people, even some young people, even children. So I saw a definition of war. Someone was defining a war as a situation where young people who don't know each other and don't hate each other kill each other by the decision which was taken by all the people who know each other and hate each other. Which means young people kill each other, they don't hate each other, they don't know each other, but people who decide for them to go to kill each other are old people. So what I can tell young people out there is to think about what our generation is telling us and do what's best for our future, because we are the ones who are going to live in the future. We are the ones who are going to be there when the time comes, and those old people will not be here. Yes, we should hear from them what they have passed through in the past, because the past and the future, the past and the present help us prepare the future. We should hear from them what they have passed through and learn from it. When we hear everything they tell us, when we hear their hatred and their problems they had together, and we follow that, we're going to go into the same thing that we had in the past. But if we learn from them and plan our own future and work together, be united, we are going to have a better future. But if we keep learning from them and do what they have been doing, we're not changing anything, because our future is different from their past. Our future is very different, and I can see that even from now. It's very different. The present is different from the past. I can summarize this by saying that we should learn from the past, from our elders, and prepare our own future. And if someone tells you to hate someone, ask yourself, why is he telling me to hate someone? Why can't he hate himself alone? Why is he telling me to hate him? And ask yourself, what can I do to develop my country? Like, Africa is still developing. We are still going somewhere. We still have a long way to go. But I hear some young people dying every day trying to go to Europe. They, like what our president said, he talked about it. They go there to be spoiled. And some people even go there to be humiliated. They go there and they are humiliated. But here, they are living well, but they live here because they don't like Africa. They cannot see the opportunity. They cannot see why Chinese are coming here every day. Chinese are seeing opportunity here, but young people are not seeing it. So they should open their eyes. They should open their eyes and start seeing what Africa is offering to them, because you cannot go to America and say you make a change, because America is already ahead of us. But Africa, if we want to reach to their level and be beyond them, we have to work for Africa.
Yes.
We have to see the opportunity that is here. There is too much I can say if I get a lot of time, but yeah, we have to understand that Africa is our home, and we are the one who can bring it to the next level. We are the ones who can make it go to another level and develop it, because there are many things which need to be done. Starting from ourselves, starting from those you said about having one currency, having one passport. Those things are the important things that we need to focus on first, as the one who are going to be there in the future.
Wow. Thank you so much. And I'm happy. Thank you for the podcast of today.
You're going to say something.
This is the last. Yeah, this is a simple word that I want to say. I can't wait to see where Africa is going to be the provider of wisdom, not a consumer of wisdom. Yeah, that's the last thing I can talk about. Yeah, and I wish many people do things, and wherever they are, if they're going to learn something, if they're going abroad to learn things, please, they have to come here and then develop the country. Even those countries you are going to visit, the development you are seeing there today is because of the sacrifice of people who are young like you, who want even to explore different skills in other countries. If you go in Japan, the Japans could go in America to study, but they come back because it's the country that has people who are very patriotic. You can give them a lot of money to work in another country, but they refuse. They study and then they go back to build their country to be where it is today. So if we do that, if we have that kind of mindset, Africa shall be great. For Rwandans, it's exceptional. We will forever be great. We will forever be the heart of Africa. We'll be the greatest of the great. Yeah, thank you so much. And I see the future is good. We have people who are very passionate, young people who are very passionate. Yeah, and I'm very optimistic that everything shall be better.
Yeah, of course it will be. And I thank you for accepting to record this podcast with me. It took a lot of time, but it's really worth it, because the thing around here, the thing which people will learn from this is very important, and it's really eye-opening and mind-opening. And I hope everyone who will see this, especially for the people in diaspora, I want to tell you that Africa is a land of opportunity, and when you work there, please invest in Africa, because Africa needs you and needs your everything. It needs your wisdom, it needs your money, it needs everything from you. Okay, thank you very much. This is My Lovely Africa podcast, and I wish to invite you again to talk about many things, because there are many things we can talk about, and you are really a wise man.
Thank you much. Thank you.
We can learn a lot from you. So thank you. Have a good time. And everyone who is listening to us, have a good time. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.